Hello everybody, welcome to Totally Tabled. My name is Shaggy, and today I'm doing a full solo playthrough of Saltfjord. This game takes place towards the end of the 19th century in a small fishing village in northern Norway. We'll be building out our settlement with new buildings, activating those buildings, sending out our boat to fish, engaging in trade, and coming up with new technologies. Now I went ahead and I almost got everything set up. At the beginning, you need to create these 4 different piles of the 3 starting tiles. You have your starting resources here, you have your special ability here, and then this will be your first building tile. So I created these sets randomly, and now we just have to pick one to keep. These won't make sense until a little bit later, so I'll just go ahead and pick one. I kind of like the look of this one, so I'm going to grab it. So we're going to get to start the game with 2 wood and 1 paper. And then we can get rid of that tile. We have our special ability here, which in this case is going to let us upgrade any one of these 3 kind of lesser goods, the wood, grain, and paper. So normally you could only upgrade wood into planks, or grain into food, or paper into books. This power is going to let me upgrade these however I want. So I could upgrade a grain into a plank or wood into books however I want. That's just going to add a little bit of flexibility. I think that's going to be nice. Now I have to put my starting building here, and it has to go into one of these, or rather 2 of these middle 4. And I can orient it however I want. I think I'll go like that. Okay, there we go. Now, I've already rolled our starting dice right here. In the multiplayer game, these dice would be up there on those dice spots, but in the solo game, they come down here to these taverns. And these are actually covering these taverns, but I just have them off to the side so we can see what's on the tavern. So other than that, we're ready to get started. Don't worry if you don't know how to play, because as I always do, I'm going to teach the game as I play. So let's go ahead and dive on in. On our turn, we're going to do one of 3 things. We're either going to take one of these dice and use those to activate our buildings here on our settlement map, or we're going to build one of these big buildings up here, or we're going to retire for the round. Most of our actions are going to be taking these dice. Now, during the round, the maximum number of white dice we can have is 3. And the maximum number of orange dice is equal to what round number it is. So in the first round, we can only have 1 orange die. Then in the second round, we'll be able to have 2. And in the third round, we'll have 3. And then that'll be the end of the game. This is a 3-round game. I'm going to start off by taking this 4 white die. And as you can see here, we have the white dice moving across the top and the orange dice moving down the side. At this point, if we wanted to modify that die, we could spin fish in order to increase it or decrease it by 1. And we could do that as many times as we want, spending as many fish as we want. The numbers do not wrap around, though. So you can turn a 1 into a 6 or vice versa. I don't have any fish, and I'm happy with the 4. So now we're just going to activate that column. If we were using an orange die, we'd activate the row. But with the white dice, we're activating this column. And we're just going to move it down until we get to a building, and then we'll activate that building. Now this spot here, that's a boardwalk. That we don't activate. All we activate are these sort of filled in yellow and red buildings. So we get to this spot right here. And so we're going to activate that, which is an upgrade action. So it's just going to let us upgrade our goods to a better good, following these arrows. So you can see we can turn the fish into any one of these, we can turn these into any one of those, and then any of those can go into the gold. And because of our special power, I'm going to upgrade this paper into a plank. Normally I wouldn't be able to do that. Normally I'd have to use the wood to turn into a plank, but because of our power, I can do that. Now keep in mind, as a free action, which you can do at any time, you can always spend 2 fish to do an upgrade. Also, at any time, you can decrease one of these, so you can turn a good into a lesser good. That's also a free action. And another free action is you can sell a good for fish. And you can see along the side here how much fish you'd get for selling that. So I could sell that plank for 2 fish if I wanted, or I could sell one of these woods for 1. Okay, now we're going to keep going. We're going to activate every building in this column. That's just going to give us a paper. And now, because there's no more buildings, we stop there and we keep that space covered. Now that we've done that, we cannot activate that building again because there's a die on it. And that is kind of part of the puzzle of the game. The heart of the game is this board right here and manipulating this to do what you need to do. So there we go. That was my first turn. And in this game, we don't have an opponent. We are just going to keep playing until the 3 rounds are over, and we're just going to try to beat our high score. But we do have one objective that we have to make sure that we complete. We were given 2 random objectives there on those purple tiles. We have to make sure that we score at least 10 points on each of those tiles. If we don't accomplish that, then we lose. Now, if we do accomplish that, then we get to score our other points, and we're trying to get over 100, not counting those points. Those don't actually count for our final score. They're just an objective that we have to meet. Now, I'll show you how we score points throughout the game, but just know that's kind of what we're trying to do. For my second turn, I want to take a different action. I want to build one of these big buildings. We have small buildings down here, and then we have larger buildings up there. The way we build the small buildings are through actions like these 2 that are on my board. But for the big buildings, we don't have to use a die. We can just take that action. But as you can see here, it costs a wood and a plank. So we'll just discard those, and now we can build any one of these top buildings of these 4 stacks. I want to build this one. Now in the solo game, when you build one, you have to take the top one from the other stack of a similar size and discard it. That is now out of the game. And now I can place this wherever I want on my board. I cannot overhang it like off the board, and I can't cover up buildings that are already there or tiles that are already there. So I have to make it fit in the empty spaces here. I think I'm tempted to do something like that. And there we go. We have a new building here that will give us a plank and one that will give us 2 fish. And now I think I'm ready to activate this row right here using this 4 orange die. So we're going to slide it over. And here on this building, we have a choice of 2 different actions. Anytime you see that slash, that means one or the other. So we can either build a small building or we can complete an order. For now, let's complete an order. It's simple enough. All we have to do is spend whatever is showing on the top of the tile, and we can do any of these. I'm going to do this one by spending my paper. Now it shows how many victory points it will be, and that purple victory point sign means that it's going to be at the end of the game. So we don't score those yet. We then take this, we flip it over, and we put it in the corresponding dock with the same symbol. That's the upgrade symbol. Now that doesn't come into effect yet, but we will get to take that action when we retire. You'll see that in just a little bit. We then just flip this over, and there we go. Simple as that. We're now going to come here and get to do an upgrade, and then get a plank. And then that's the end of the line there, so that's just going to sit there on that building. We now only get 2 more white dice to be able to use, and we can't use any more orange dice. Now, before I go, I'm going to do something else. We have this little worker here, and one thing we can do as an action is to take that worker and place it on one of these buildings to activate it. And that's what I want to do. I want to place it here on this wood. So boom, now we have a wood. Again, that's going to stay there for the rest of the round, blocking that building. I now have what I need to build another large building. So let's go ahead and do that. Wood and a plank. And I'm going to take this one, which means this one gets discarded. And what I want to do is that. Boom. So now something happens because I have completed an entire column. Every space is filled with either a pre-printed building or a building on a tile or a boardwalk on a tile. And when that happens, you get to receive everything that's on the boardwalk spaces. So in this case, I'm going to get 2 fish and another fish, so 3 fish. Another reason I was taking those tiles is because one of our special goals there is to have fish on boardwalk spaces. And because we are getting 2 points for each of those icons, and we need to have at least 10 points from that tile in order to win the game, we need at least 5 icons on boardwalk tiles by the end of the game. So we already have 3, we're doing pretty good. Okay, I now think I'm going to use this one. So boom, we're looking at another action here. This is the shipping action. So when we take a shipping action, we have our ship here at the dock. We can move it into one of these zones. And you can see here there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different zones. So we're essentially advancing our ship. And then we get to draw from this tile one of the fish. And then we put it into our boat. Now, the next time we go fishing, we can move it forward again and do the same thing, and we can keep doing that. Or at some point, we can, instead of moving forward, we can return all the way back to the dock and unload our ship. When we do, I'll get 2 fish for that tile. And wherever you were, you'll get the points that are shown in that location. So the further you go down before returning back, the more points you'll get. And as we advance up this technology track, we'll get to draw from these better piles. So once we get to this spot, we can draw 2 and pick which one we want. Here we can draw from this level 2 stack, and then here we can draw from the level 3 stack. I would definitely like to advance up that track. For now, though, we are going to come down here, get a grain, and now I'm going to take my last action, use that number 5, and boom, we come here, and that is the technology action. We can advance one of our technology markers up 1 space. And you can see here you have to pay whatever the cost is between the 2 spots. I want to move up here, which will cost a fish. And as a reward, we get a gold. Gold is great. You can basically use it as a replacement for anything. You can also sell it for 3 fish. So now we're moving here. We could do a build or a technology action. Again, a build would be one of these small buildings. I think I'll do another technology action. We'll just keep moving this one up. 2 fish this time. And we get another worker. And then we're going to skip over this one and come down here, 2 fish. Now I have this worker. I think I want to do another technology action. Let's move this one up. I tell you what, let's move this one up. We'll just go ahead and get our 3rd worker. We'll pay with a gold. Normally we'd have to pay a book. And then I'll use this worker here for another technology action. We'll move to here. That'll cost a grain. But in return, we're going to get a fish, wood, and paper. And there we go. I think I am all done. I have 3 white dice and an orange die. I've used all my workers. I could build another building, but I'm not going to. I'm done. So that means I'm going to take the final type of action, which is to retire. Now to do that, you take your little pawn here and you're going to place it into one of these empty taverns. Now, because there's always going to be 1 white die and 1 orange die left over here, these happen to be covering those taverns, so I have 3 choices here. I could either do 2 shipping actions, I could do a order, completing an order action, or just 1 shipping action. I think I will go ahead and just take 2 shipping actions. So I'm going to move forward, And then grab the top tile. And then I could, if I wanted, return and take those, but I'm going to keep going forward to this region and take the top tile. Hey, and there we go. That is one of the crabs that I need for my other objective. I'm going to need to collect 5 of those crabs by the end of the game so that I can score at least 10 points on that tile. And as you can see, the crab actually scores me a point right away. Because it's green, that means we record it right away. So boom, my first point. Now the last thing you do when you retire is you look over here at the crates that you've sent out. And for every crate that you have, you'll get to do the special ability that's on the dock. In this case, we only fulfilled 1 order, so we'll get to do an upgrade. If we had multiple crates there, we could do multiple upgrades. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Okay, and now at the end of the round, we take the top of these orders and we discard them. So we're going to get a whole fresh new batch of orders. You can see some of these are worth a lot more points. We take the dice. And we add 1 more orange die. And now we're going to roll these dice again and put them in the taverns, starting from the right. Doing a white and orange until we run out of orange, and there we go. And that's it. We're ready for round 2. Oh, it looks like I forgot to remove my workers. You also do that. And now I think for my first action, I want to build a big building because we're all set for that. Yeah. I should probably take the other one because of the fish, but I really like this one. And now I think I'm excited to play this. Let's go here. So that's going to be another fishing action. I'm going to go ahead and return. We have a full ship. I could keep going to get some more points, but no, I'm just going to come back to the dock. We'll get 2 points because that was the region that we were in. And all of our fish get off our boat. And for each of these fish, we actually get a fish. So we'll get 3 fish. Because I got my technology marker all the way to the top here, at the end of the game, I'm actually going to score based on that tile. And this one is, we'll get 1 point for every fishing token that we have at the end of the game. You can see if you can get your technology marker to this level, you get 1 point, then 4. And then at the top level, it's based on the scoring conditions, which are randomized. Okay, so now let's keep going down, get some food. And now we get to do an upgrade. Let's get a wood, and then we get a grain. Excellent. We got a ton of stuff here now. I want to do another technology action. So let's take this 5. We bring it over there. That will give us a technology. I want to move this up here. That'll cost a grain. Now, this special ability is going to let us immediately, when we fulfill one of these contracts and place it over onto our docks, we'll immediately get to take that action of the dock. So we'll take it immediately when we fulfill the order and when we retire at the end of the round. That's really cool. So now we move to this spot. We could either build or do another technology. Ooh, I wouldn't mind moving this up. Going a bit technology crazy. If I built a building, I could do it like here or over here. Yeah, that's probably better. Okay, I will build a building. So that just costs a wood. Let's do this guy here. Get another fish out here. That goes away. And I want to put it here. Plank. Two fish. Yeah, I want to do another big building. So I'm going to spend 2 fish to upgrade this to a wood. Then we'll build a big building. This guy. And I think I'm going to put him... Ooh. Yeah, okay. Now look at this. We've completed 2 rows doing that. We have no boardwalks on that row. But here we have 2 gold, a wood, and a fish. Not bad. And now seems like a good time to activate row 4. So first up, upgrade. Let's get more wood. Now it's build or do a contract. We've been building a lot. Let's go ahead and do a contract. Because we have this nice one here for this gold. So I want to do that one. It'll be worth 4 points at the end of the game. And we come here, and because of this power, we can activate it right now. And this power is we can immediately spend either a grain to get 3 points or a food to get 5. Let's go ahead and spend that food and immediately get 5 points. And we'll flip that over. Okay, we move on. We immediately get that food right back. And now we're going to upgrade again. Let's get a plank. And then we'll get another plank. And now we get to fulfill another order. I'm sort of liking this one down here. Yeah, let's do that again. Grain and paper. And we can spend that food for 5 more points. Now, when we retire, if we can have 2 food available, we'll get to do that twice. So that could be 10 more points. And we have plenty of food things here. So we just want to try to remember that for the end of the round. Let's do another big building. Let's get that guy. Like that. Now we'll use the 2 orange. Remember, because it's the second round, we can do 2 orange dice. We're going to get a food. Upgrade. I'm actually going to get a grain. Then we'll get a wood. Then a technology. Ooh, I didn't think about this. Okay, I'll spend this wood to move up here. Now that lets me flip over my boat to its upgraded side. It can now hold 4 different fish. And whatever fish I put in that spot will give me ×2 the amount of victory points that it would normally give. So that's pretty handy, especially if I'm going to be fishing a lot, which I hope to be. And then we'll come here and do another upgrade. And let's get that wood. Okay, I have 1 more white dye that I can use. I also have all 3 of my workers. I'm thinking of using this 1. So maybe we should build here. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, okay. Big building. I'm going to take this one. Put it right there. That one goes away. I'll then use one of my workers to get a wood. Oh, by the way, look at that. We filled this out, so we're going to get a gold. Very nice. Man, we've been going kind of light on these orders here. That might end up being a problem for us. But here, let's go ahead and activate this one. So we'll go fishing. Just out to here. Okay, that's my second crab. That's great. And we get a food. Can do an upgrade. Yeah, let's go ahead and push this up there. Then a build. So we'll use that wood. We'll get this one. I think I'll put it up here. That's now completed both of these rows. So we'll be getting 3 fish and 2 points. And now I have 2 more workers. I'm going to do an order. I'm going to convert one of my gold into 3 fish. And then spend 5 fish to do that order. That lets me do an upgrade. Boom. And then I want to do another order. Right there. And I'm going to do this one. That's going to let me take a sailing action. Boom. Just get a fish. Okay, that's all for me, so I'm going to retire. I'm going to come here, do 2 more sailing actions, I think. Or, ooh, I could do an order. Yeah, you know what? Let's do an order. We'll do this plank. We'll use the gold. That'll let me do a sailing action. So come up here, sail. Another single fish, not good. And then I get to activate all of my pier spaces. So I get 2 sailing actions. So we're going to come here. Oh, we got a wood. I'm going to actually replace one of these fish. Anytime you throw a fish overboard like that, you just put it at the bottom of the stack where your boat is. And then for my second fishing, I'm going to go all the way up here. Yay, there we go. That's going to give me 2 points because it's in the ×2 space. I think I might technically get that when I come back to dock, but I'm just taking it right now. Now I get 2 upgrades. I'm just going to go like that. And now I can do 2 sales. I'm going to sell both of my food and get 5 points each, 10 points. We're looking okay. We have 3 of the 5 lobsters that we need, so we have to make sure we get those by the end of the 3rd round. But other than that, we're doing okay. Get all the dice. Get the last orange one. I have a lot that I want to get done. Not sure I'm going to be able to get it all done. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of 5s. So I'm going to need some fish to get rid of those 5s. This is kind of a mess. This could go very badly. Okay, I have the beginnings of a plan. I have the vague beginnings of a plan. This is going to be a little wasteful. We're going to use our 6 here. We're going to go to this build. We're going to use the gold as wood. Wasteful, but I think it's going to be okay. I think I'm going to put this here. So I've now completed these 2. So I'm getting 4 points. A fish and a wood. We now upgrade that fish into paper. We get 2 fish. And then I want to do a technology to here. Okay, I think we're going to use our 5. This one. We're going to come here, technology. I'm going to spin the wood to move up here. That's going to let us take one of these special ability tiles. So we'll have like a second special ability. I think I want to take this one. This is going to let us, when we place a worker on one of these spots that has a slash, we'll get to do both actions. Now we come here, we could either build or do a technology. I can't do either, so we're going to move on. Get a plank. 2 fish. Okay, I think I want to use the 4. So we're going to upgrade wood. We're then going to build. Spend a wood. I'm going to get this little book. Boardwalk spot and put it right there. That one goes away. So I've now completed this and that. So that's a fish, 2, 3 fish, and a book. Food. Upgrade. Yeah, I want wood, plank, and then one of these. I want to do this one. Wooden fish. And we're going to bring our ship back. We get 7 points. We're going to get a wood. And a fish. We need to go fishing. I want to get this up. I might use another 5. I need to do some upgrades. I might have to use some fish to augment these because that 3, that's only 2 actions. If we turn that into a 2, now we're talking. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to spend a fish. Turn that into a 2. And we're going to run our last orange. So we got food. Upgrade. Paper. That's going to be a wood. One of these. I want to keep going shipping, but I also need a book. That's okay. I can upgrade into a book. We'll do this. Get to do a shipping. Boom. And because of this power, we can draw 2 and pick 1. Yes, and there we go. This is what we needed. And then we just put this back on top. We just need one more lobster, and then we're good. And we've won the game, and then it's just about points. Technology. We'll spend this to move up there. Now we can hit those better fishing spots. And then upgrade. I'm going to use my power. Take one of these woods. Boom, make it a book. All right. That is great. And honestly, what does this 3 look like? Bunch of stuff. Tempted to just run the 5 again. To a technology and a build. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to run this 5. Technology. We're going to whack that up to the top. And then here we'll do a build. This wood. We'll grab that. Pop it in the last spot. We've now completely filled up our board. That's going to complete that and that. So fish, gold, and 2 points. No, 2 gold. And then, boom. And now one more. I really want to do some shipping, some trading. So that could be a 4. Okay. Turn that 3 into a 4. I could also turn it into a 2. No, 4 is better. Boom. I kind of like to do this one, but I'm not really set up for it. I'm not set up for any of these, really. But I got gold. Let's do this one. I use a gold as the paper. And then we can sell our food for 5. I'd love to have a lot of food at the end, because now we could do that 3 times. We're going down here. Upgrade. Getting a paper. Let's get a grain, I guess. Then a paper. Okay, now we have our 3 workers. I can do both of those and do both things. Which won't help me because I've already done all the building. Okay, kind of messed that up a little bit. Should have gotten a different power. It's fine. Everything is fine. I really want to do some of these. I also want some food, though. Should I just get food? That's 15 points. Well, let's not worry about that. Let's go like this. We'll do this one. That gives us a point and a fish. That's also going to give us 3 extra points at the end of the game because we get 3 points for a set of all 4 of the piers. And so if I were to do this one, I would get another 3 plus that 3, that's 6. And I could use the gold. Yeah, go on. We'll do that. And now I'm kind of thinking, let's, yeah, because of food. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll just do a technology action here. I'll spend these 2 to upgrade. We'll move this up. And there we go. We're all done. So we're now going to retire. And I think doing fishing actions is probably best. Can't really do any of these. Well, technically we could do that one. Sure. We'll sell that for 2 fish. That'll be the 3 fish we need. And we'll get to do a shipping action right there. And because we're way up here, we can draw 2 of these and pick which one we want. And there we go. There's the lobster that we needed. Put that back. And now we get to do all of these. So we have 5 more shipping actions. So 1. Oh, look at that. Boom. We'll put that right there. 2. Excellent. 3. Oops, forgot to put that back. We'll just toss that. We kind of like what we have in there more. For our 4th one, we'll go back to shore. So we're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 8. So 14 points altogether. We're then getting 2 points and 2 fish. Are there any fish on those? Oh yeah, 2 fish there. Then 2 fish for that. Then 2 upgrades. So we can go 1, 2. Or actually, I'll go 1, 2. That'll be a little bit more points. And then here, we could do this 3 times. I could actually sell this for 2 fish. And then I could spend 2 fish to upgrade this up to there. So now we can do this 3 times, sell those 3 for 9 points. Woo, okay. We are now done. So let's add up our score and see how we did. Now that I think about it, I actually had one more travel, so I can do this. And now at the end, we get to actually, anything we haven't delivered that's still in our boat, we get to take off and get the points for. So that's going to be 3 times 2, so that's 6 extra points. Also can't remember if I got those 7 points for when I came back. So I'll insert that in the edit if I forgot to take those 7 points. We would now sell any goods we had left over for their fish value, and then for every 3 fish, we'd get a point. We only have 1 fish and nothing else, so no points there. We get 3 points for every set of 4 crates, and we have 2 sets, so that's 6 points. We then flip over all of our crates, and we get the points that are on them. Looks like 39 points there. So we're now at 120. And then lastly, we get points for our technologies. So here, we have this one here, which is just going to give us 4. And then each of these 3 is going to score based on the thing up here. So this one is just a point for every one of our fishing tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is, we'll get 3 points for every one of our crates that is worth 4 victory points or more. Looks like we have 4 of them. So that's 12 points. And then this one is fun. This is if we have a complete filled in grid of either printed on tiles or tiles that we've placed down or boardwalks that form a 3x3, a 4x4, or a 5x5 grid, then we'll get 7, 11, or 15 points respectively. We did the full 6x6. Unfortunately, that's not getting us extra points. But we definitely got the 5x5, so that's 15 points. So there we go. That's 163. Now, we have to check our 2 conditions here. Again, this is not going to add to our score, but we have to have scored at least 10 points on each of those, or we would lose. So for that one, we need to have at least 5 fish icons showing here on our board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we did that for sure. And there we needed 5 lobsters at least. And we have 6 as well. So we've won the game. Let's see how we fared. We can just check this chart here in the back of the rule book. And it shows here we were playing the standard game. We weren't playing the advanced game. And it shows that between 160 and 179 is a platinum score. We would have to get over 180 to get the top score, but we'll take platinum. That's excellent. And there you have it. That was a complete solo play of Saltfjord. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.